Hey YouTube, so we have the Great League back, and this is a team from earlier in the season around Bastiodon. So Fire has been useless in the Great League basically forever, but with the buff to Bug and the buff to Steel, there's a lot more of those two typings going around. So Fire has seemed to have become very, very prevalent in the meta. A lot of Talonflames, a lot of Typhlosions. So I was like, okay, can't believe I have to do this, but Bastiodon is just going to smack you down. So I was like, okay, if you're gonna use that, you're gonna have problems with ground, in particular, and stuff that just resists rock. So I started with Primeape as like just the pairing, because Primeape was weak to Fairy and Flying, and Bastiodon was that. I'm like, okay, I just need a safe swap. And there's only a variety of number of safe swaps you can do. Like Drapion would make you double weak to ground. So I chose Ferret, which does make you double weak to fighting. So you're going to see sometimes with Primeape on the lead, I'll just like close combat and bail into Ferret because I almost want to draw out a fighter. Other times I'll stay in and play it out and just kind of deal with the fighter in the back. It just depends how you want to play it. So let's take a look at some battles. Again, these are a couple weeks ago, so I don't truly remember how every match went. But we have a Primeape lead. Both, yeah, you got to at least fake a close combat. So both of us went to the close combat. I'm going Rage Fist first. They do let it go, which is unfortunate. I'll respect the close combat, but oh, it is a close combat, so that is actually huge. And here comes the Talonflame, and yes, it is. Goodbye. Smackdown's double super effective on the flying and the fire. Most are running Fly Brave Bird, which are both resisted. Flame charges, I mean, yeah, fire is neutral. That's resisted. And there you go. This is why you're using Bastiodon and just rock, because there is a lot of fire in the meta right now. Get to a flamethrower. This will grab a shield. They're going to have to close combat me, or else I'll live a Rage Fist for sure. And I'm out of move, so what are they doing? Going for an aggressive farm down here, perhaps? So grab the shield there, but they are low, so they have to now dump. They can maybe go Rage Fist, Karate Chop, and then another Rage Fist, which is maybe what they're going to do there. And I just sniped them because I kind of expected it. And yeah, now they're going to top left there. Jellicent. So straight into Ferret. I'd imagine they probably have an answer for this. And there is your Sand Slash resisting both of the charge moves. So this is okay. I'm just going to boost my attack because I know Sucker Punch is neutral. And just boosting that attack is enough to cause problems. They'll get a first move off. It is just an Ice Punch, trying to hope that double Ice Punch is enough. It is running Powder Snow, so their fast move is neutral as opposed to if it was Shadow Claw, which would have been resisted. Do get to the second Trailblaze though, and now I've got a decision to make because I can flip switch here. And yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Shield up. I'm already double boosted here. And they come straight into Jellicent. Now they have a Surf, and I am committing 2 shields here. And the reason I'm committing 2 shields is because I got a Trailblaze. And this will take out or grab a shield right back. And if they shield, I'm going to get some Sucker Punches on them, which will put them pretty low. So there, they did not shield, took them out. If the Sand Slash comes back, I'm going to basically Sucker Punch it down. Let's see what's in the back. Credilli. Again, just putting a lot of pressure on them. And we'll see if they try to acid me down or if they take me out. Because if they acid me down, you know where I'm going here. Damage is done on this. Bastiodon, thank you for your sacrifice. You are just a bulk. Can take charge moves like crazy. And top left, right? But Bastiodon just has so much bulk. I hate using it. But it just has so much bulk in a lot of these situations. Credilli, good lead. Bullet Seed, so they're going to throw pretty quick here. I'm going for a CMP tie. And if they shield, okay. If they don't, hello, one shot. Marowak. So I did instant swap, which I think is still fine because I didn't want to be mud slapped down. I think trying to chip here, yeah, that would have been nice, but that's okay. Drapion comes in. Now it'll chip as much as I can here. Bastiodon will just eat the rest of what Drapion's going to throw, and then I'll just try and Karate Chop Rage Fist down the Marowak. So I did grab a shield here. They were trying for an aggressive farm. I let this go. I imagine I come Bastiodon, because it still has a bunch of energy. Yeah, so I'm just going to come Bastiodon, take these super effective Aqua Tails, not really worry too much. Primeape with the shield advantage should be my win con here. Here comes the next Aqua Tail. And that finally just gets me to 50%. Here comes the third one. Who cares? And the sort of pro of all this, not only am I just eating all of this energy, I'm actually at a flamethrower. And this will be good chip. This will easily put it within Karate Chop Rage Fist range. See if they let this go. And there we go. And I am Rage Fisting through. Bad timing there. I'm just going to Rage Fist Karate Chop through here. And get to the next move. They were trying to Mud Slap down, which is kind of smart. It's like one of their only win cons. But I do get to another move. Multiple times boosted. Take it out there. Go Lurk. Don't want to see a ground on my Bastiodon, and this is kind of tough. So I'm staying in this matchup because 1, I have super effective Rage Fist. 2, if I say swap Ferret as a Dark, they probably have an answer. And then I'm potentially worried that if I screw something up, I then have Bastiodon on this, which would be a brutal, brutal matchup. So I just kind of have to play this out. And the Rage Fist spams, right? And Galurk is pretty glassy, so I grabbed a shield on the first one there. So this is likely to grab a shield. And they do take me out. That's unfortunate, but that's expected. Dynamic Punch would one-shot me, so I'm assuming they're not going to bait here. Terrible assumption. They do bait. But they still don't get to move. And out comes a Carbink. So I'm chipping here because this is super effective. But yeah, Bastiodon's just going to resist all the moves for Alligator in the back, right? So this is where it gets kind of tricky when you got a Pokemon that spams, and that spams a super effective move at that. I do get to the Stone Edge, and this will chip. I'm just worried about how much extra they can get. Well, maybe not that much extra because, yeah, they're about 1 more Smackdown away, so they kind of have to dump this Hydro quick. And now I'm essentially going to need 2 Trailblazes before they get to a move, which I do not see happening. They're definitely going to outpace me here. And after Bastiodon was the OG, but after Bastiodon was Carbink, which was popular for all of 20 seconds before Ground became super, super meta and kind of eliminated that. And then adding a Steel, which you were double weak to, on top of that makes it just very tough to run right now. Gastrodon, Mudslap user. We're going to play this out. And they switch into Talonflame. This is what I expect to see more of. Maybe not now. Maybe not with Giratina everywhere. But for that, you might want to stay for my afternoon team. Because, again, I used it before this week started. But I used the Sableye team. And Sableye is a pretty nice answer to Giratina. So we'll check that out this afternoon. Gastrodon comes back in. Both moves are resisted, so just going for the Stone Edge. Am I going to get out of here? I'm trying to. As you can see, I'm trying to get out, but now I'm worried about the, yeah. Oh, the thought process and all that. I was trying to get out. I couldn't get into Primeape, but then I'm like, okay, they've got too much energy. I got to get into my Ferret. And then I was like, oh, no, I got to get back to just leave Bastiodon, and then I finally got out. Kind of a weird play. Kind of just a weird switch-locked, tough play. They get to do a Body Slam Chip Ferret. It looks like I'm just going to try and sacrifice this and try and sweep with Primeape, hoping that Talonflame was one of the only flyers. And unfortunate for me, they have a Skeldurge. Skeldurge is weak to Ghost, but does resist the fighting. And these Incinerates are going to add up. Try to catch maybe here? Nope, not trying to catch just yet. This is going to be pretty tight. I'm worried that the Incinerates are going to add up too much here, though. So here comes another move, which is nice. Just out spam here with these Rage Fists. Problem is they definitely have a shield. I got a Snipe. And 3-turn move versus 5-turn move. The 3 allows me to get to the charge move. And now I should be able to Karate Chop down before they Mud Slap me down. There we go. Annihilate. Obviously, the toughest Pokemon you're going to see. Because Annihilate can just like out-shield you at the beginning. And then it's going to be sort of loaded with energy. Not energy, but like boosted like crazy to then see your Ferret Bastiodon backline. So it kind of puts you in a pretty tricky spot. Do shield once, but they're going to probably get to another move, and then I'm going to need to make a decision. Sucker Punch is neutral, so I maybe probably just let this go and go Sucker Punch. Oh, they're just going to counter me down. Oh, that's even worse. That's brutal. What do you do here? Do you call close combat, or do you shield the potential close combat? It's just an Ice Punch, so they don't even have close combat. I mean, Bastiodon's so bulky in the back, so I just let it go. I mean, so I shield it. Sorry, I shield it because Bastiodon's so bulky in the back and just take damage. Which I'm probably going to do right now. Yeah, come take this damage, Bastiodon, and just get met with the Diggersby. This is a top left. And this is why I've always hated Bastiodon. This is just my preference. I understand the strength of Bastiodon. Just get that Talonflame and just if you need to like absorb, just absorb damage. Bastiodon's a fantastic Pokemon. What I like about spammy Pokemon is, you know, if you have one or again, if both charge moves are resisted, spamminess can only take you so far. But if at least one move is neutral, like Flamethrower is neutral here. If one move is neutral, you can at least put on some shield pressure on your opponent. So with a spammier Pokemon, you can do that. With a spammier Pokemon, you can also like burn the switch clock and potentially jump around more. But with Bastiodon, if you get locked into a bad matchup, like against a ground Pokemon, where Smackdown is resisted, it's as close to a top left as you can get because you're doing no damage. They're going to easily take you out, and they're going to come out with like 80 energy. And it just sets you up for such a, like, it's a recipe for failure. Recipe for disaster, maybe, is that the expression? Yeah, so it really just kind of limits your ability to play through some matchups. So basically just sacrificing. What are we doing? I should not be shielding this. I honestly just let this go. Take the one shot. I get another friggin' Ice Punch. I should have let that go. I have two answers for my cargo. I got a Fighter and a Bastiodon. But now what's the point of having those two when you're now down a shield and going to let this thing farm you here? So Bastiodon's going to have to eat this overheat. They do shield, which is kind of interesting. I mean, the Sucker Punches are adding up, and Trailblaze is neutral on the rock fire combo there. I assume Bastiodon's just going to eat this. No fast move through. I gotta try that. I gotta try that out and in more. Oh, they threw blind. And there's a Superior in the back, and unfortunately, yeah, with an energy advantage, they're gonna take me out here with the Aerial Ace, which means I'm pretty screwed here. And this goes back to like one of my top teams where get a spammy Pokemon that hits hard. Like get a spammy Pokemon that can hit like in the 100+ range quickly, and Superior is that Pokemon. Frenzies come at 12, and then they do so much damage. So here probably comes another one. May not take me out because Bastiodon is truly just that bulky, and I got good IVs on it. But you know, damage is done. I honestly, just watching this back, I think I lost that when I shielded the Ferret. I had to let that go. I had to let that go and take a shield with Primeape or Bastiodon. The Dene, oh boy. So I'm going close combat because even a resisted close combat is going to do more than a non-stab Rage Fist. And I figured if I can just chip to that health and just absorb on the rest of these Pokemon, that's probably still a good scenario to be in. So that's why I close combat, chipped it to 50%. Just going to kind of eat it on Ferret here. So they did get 2 Parabolic charges off, but you know, here comes a Swift, and they have to shield. And by now, they farm me down, which is unfortunate, but we'll just let that switch shot go. I hate showing all three of my Pokemon, but at this point we don't have a choice. We have to just come in here to take these parabolic charges on Bastiodon and save shields for Primeape. So there's one. They're going to get to another one. So be it. And now it's time to see what they have in the back. And we start with a Ferret. So this is obviously a good answer. Do they have an answer to me in the back? They do. They have an Azumarill. But I got a shield advantage and I had energy advantage. And immediately you should be thinking my win con is, well, you should be definitely using shields here. I don't know if it's your win con yet fully, a win con to run with Primeape. But if I can just take this Azumarill as low as I can here, that will allow me to potentially just beat Ferret with Bastiodon. So here comes another Rage Fist. Does not quite take it out, but I do get to another move now. And I assume they're going to shield to try and get my shield back. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. I'm going to shield because even if I get, I'm like 3 times boosted, 4 times boosted. Even if I get like 2 Karate Chops before Ferret gets a move, that is very valuable. And that's all I got. I got 2 Karate Chops. Does not matter. It took it down a bit. And now I'm at a Stone Edge. And as long as 2 Trailblazes don't take me out, I should be able to smack down. But there's this thing's, talk about spam. Sucker punches are adding up. They've already boosted once. Here comes a second boost. I gotta go for the full smackdown. And I get it. Those 2 Karate Chops help me out there. Azumarill comes in. I'm at a move. Goodbye, Azumarill. Yeah, so I don't... Look, as much as I love this season Dedenne and Scizor and stuff... Oh, and because Scizor was everywhere, I think that's why Fires... It's not just that like Bug and Steel were boosted. It's just like Scizor was everywhere. As you can see on my top teams, it was on like half my top teams. So I do think that you just need to adjust with the meta, right? There's still some go-to Pokemon that I'm super comfortable using and I think are very strong in this meta. But in your ELO range, if you're just seeing a lot of a couple Pokemon, just counter this Pokemon. And now I was seeing a ton of Talonflame. I saw a couple of them here with Bastiodon. You counter and punish there. So that was a team. Like I said, I'll showcase my Sableye team this afternoon. Should be pretty relevant. We're probably going to be doing 2 videos for at least for the next few days here. Cut it down to 1 on the weekend. And then next week, again, maybe a little more hit or miss as I'm in Hamilton to see my family. And I got a lot of plans. So plus it's only Catch Cup and Master League. So it's a little easier to just kind of skip that week. But that is next week's issue. Thanks for watching. And I will see you guys in the next one.